The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention notified Orange County health officials Saturday that a potential case of coronavirus tested positive. Worried. Here's how to protect yourself. Person who tested positive traveled from Wuhan, China, the epicenter of the outbreak, and is in isolation and in good condition at a local hospital, the Orange County Healthcare Agency said in a statement. State and federal officials are following up with anyone who may have had close contact with the person and is at risk of infection. The stateside case has prompted Sen. Chuck Schumer to urge the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services to declare an emergency to free up $85 million for the CDC. The money is already appropriated and sitting in the Infectious Disease Rapid Response Reserve Fund, he said, and the CDC will have full discretion to use the money for epidemiological endeavors, screening, public awareness, staffing and educating local and state officials. We want to make sure the CDC can sustain this pace and have all the dollars they need should the outbreak get worse, the senator said. He used the key now and unlocked the money. News of the latest American case comes as Chinese Health Minister Asik Xiaowei delivered the revelation that people can spread the virus before they have symptoms, which a veteranous health advisor called a game changer, but not in a good way. It calls into question current US practices to contain the virus, longtime CDC advisor Drive. William Schaffner said. When I heard this, I thought, yo dear, this is worse than we anticipated. It means the infection is much more contagious than we originally thought, said Schaffner, an infectious disease expert at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. If Massachusetts is correct, and information about this virus is constantly evolving, people can go 2 weeks without realizing they're sick, during which time they can spread the virus, which has killed more than 50 people in China. In addition, the California cases have been reported in Illinois and Washington state. The Illinois woman had not been sick while traveling from Wuhan to the US on January 13, said Drive. Jennifer Layden, an epidemiologist with the Illinois Department of Health, on Friday. The CDC said it's taking aggressive measures to stop the spread of the virus in the United States, but while it considers it a serious public health threat, the immediate risk to Americans is low. At least 56 people have been killed by the coronavirus in China. Nearly confirmed cases have been reported as the nation struggles to contain the outbreak. Chinese authorities have imposed indefinite restrictions on public transport and travel, with motor vehicles banned in Wuhan's city center starting Sunday to control the flow of people. Only vehicles with special permits, free shuttles and government vehicles will be allowed to move around. Amid the lockdown, countries like the US and France have been trying to evacuate their citizens from the central Chinese city. Outside of China, more than 40 confirmed cases have been identified in about a dozen countries. Coronaviruses are transmitted by animals and people, and the Wuhan strain has been linked to a market in the city that was selling seafood and live animals, including wild species. The Chinese government announced Sunday that it is banning all sales of wild animals throughout the country, being will deploy an additional medical professionals to Wuhan to help the city cope with the growing number of coronavirus patients, health officials said. CNN's Elizabeth Cohen and Alta Spells contributed to this report.